I am Matthew Sprinkle.
I am Ridge Johnson.
I'm William Amos.
And I'm Cody Newberry.
And this is Neptune.
What is Neptune? Neptune is an Android application and a Node.js application. It allows you to have your device's notifications sent to your computer, quickly share files between the two, and sync the clipboard of both devices.
What technologies are used? When building an Android app, the ability to be used on any device is a big goal. So Java is a great app to use when developing an Android app. Java is object-oriented, which is a method we use a lot while coding, and the Android SDK has many standard Java libraries included. Many of us were also already familiar with Java, so that was a big plus. We also use Node.js to create the server app. Some of us were also already familiar with Node, but it's quick and easy with web server abilities. It also allows for quick development. And in addition to using Qt with its Node GUI, it helps for a good user interface.
Well, what about security? On server, the configuration files can be encrypted using a random 64-character key. This key is then stored in the OS's keychain, so for Windows this would be Credential Manager. This allows the decryption to be transparent to the user, but still protect the configuration data. On the client app, Android protects the configuration files, so no one app or person can extract the data. Data transmitted between the two devices are encrypted using a shared key that is negotiated and created when the devices come on and connect. After the two devices pair, a unique pair key is generated. This pair key is then used in creating the shared encryption key I mentioned earlier and prevents other devices from posing as someone else. Another technology we used, MDNS or Multicast DNS, a technology used by Apple's Bonjour and ZeroConf service and is implemented in many devices and software solutions. This technology allows the client to advertise itself on the network, broadcasting the name, ID, and version of the server to the clients on the network. The client is then able to see these advertisements and present the servers in a list, allowing the user a one-click pair without having to enter the server's IP address or name. So, switching over to the demo side of things, you can see I already have the two devices paired here, so my phone and my computer. We're going to go ahead and click the delete button, and this will remove it from both sides. From here, we're going to go ahead and click add new device, and then there it is, my new device, my server. So on file preferences, you can actually toggle whether or not Neptune, the server application, will broadcast its presence onto the network. There's also this here, which sets whether or not the save button is visible or required to save settings if check-in or uncheck-in on the kind of main window here. So if it's enabled, just checking or unchecking these will automatically save the configuration details, and then if it stays disabled, you would have to click the save button rather than it automatically applying the changes for you. And then here you can set whether the application starts minimized, and then finally encryption settings. So there's two options related to encryption. You can enable or disable encryption with this checkbox, and then you can also hit this button, which regenerates the encryption keys and re-encrypts all the files with the new key. So those two, and then you can also change the name. So my computer is the name, and we can see, oh, if my device doesn't shut off, we can see my computer, it's got this IP address. If we hit pair on the server, it'll list all our IP addresses, and you can see that 10.10.0.10 is my Ethernet interface IP address, so that's correct. And then it also displays the version of the server that's running. So we can confirm that by clicking the About page, and then version 1.0 to debug R1, and that's complete here. So we're going to click this button to pair the device. It's going to say, are you sure you want to pair? And we're going to click yes. So it's going to pair the device. And then boom, there we are, successfully paired, and it shows up on our device list over here. So you click OK. We're going to go back, and there it is, my computer. We click this button to sync the configuration. So this will send the configuration details from the phone to the server, and it'll also make sure the devices are connected. So it initiates the connection for the first time. If we click in here, it's going to tell us to, hey, please select a incoming files destination. And this is required to send files to the client. It has to have permissions to save the file as of Android. I probably want to say Android 10 and up. And so this make sure we have the proper permissions on the application. And then from here, you also have that same sync button as before, but now it's just in the settings, and you can see when like the delay between the two devices, whether the WebSocket is connected and the server's IP address. But let's say you want to change the name of one of the devices. For client, you would just hit the button up here, the kebab menu, click rename, and you would just enter your new name. So my phone 1234, click save, and it'll go ahead and update it over here. And then for, let's say you want to rename the computer, you'd hit preference, my computer 12345, or I guess 135, click save, and then it updates it over there. So that's the quick pairing feature. Now let's say you don't have it doesn't show up for whatever reason, your network's not configured properly and it just does not show up. You can click add server via IP, and you can also type in the IP address of the server, and that will also pair it that way. There we go.
Neptune connects an Android mobile device to a computer and sends mobile notifications of that user's choosing to their computer. This allows users to see their notifications quickly and stay informed while their device is away from their computer. It also gives the user a better, less distracting environment, which they can still keep up to date with any important notifications while still working on whatever they need to. Users can also select which apps whose notifications they want to be sent. Let's hop over to the app to show a demo. In the server settings page, you'll see a checkbox that says sync notifications. If it's checked, that means your app will send notifications. If it is not checked, the app will not send notifications. If you click on Manage Synced Applications, it'll bring you to a page listing all of the apps you currently have downloaded on your device. If you have a checkbox clicked, the app will send notifications. If it is not checked, the app will not send notifications for it. You can also choose to check or uncheck all of the apps. I'll now use another app to send test notifications so we can see how the server reacts to them. First, I'll send a simple text notification. If I hit this notification here, send notification, you'll hear a sound. I can check up here that I did indeed send this notification right there. Windows even shows that I have received a notification. If I click X, the notification will also disappear, and that is that. You can also choose to send image notifications. So right here, you can click on an image, send notification, and the app successfully sends an image notification to your computer. Now, this could be useful if you're texting and someone sends you a picture, maybe using another app. But another good use for texting is the inline reply function. So if I hit inline reply, you can see that it creates a mock conversation. And if I open my notifications, I can see here that the conversation is right here. If I type, "How's it going?" hit reply, the notification is dismissed with my reply, and all is well.
Now let's discuss sharing files. You can quickly send files between the two devices. There's no need to plug in the device to copy images, PDFs, or other files. You can automatically accept files or request permission. Now let's hop on over to the demo. For the demo, we will want to enable the file sharing options on the server. As you can see, I already have that enabled, and you can select what directory you would like your files from the client to be sent to. Once you've done that, you'll want to hit save. Now, on the client side, you will want to do the same. You'll want to enable file sharing and then choose your directory for where you would want the files to be sent and then save. Now, we're going to send a file from the client, which we're going to choose this picture, and it will pop up a notification as so that the server has received that file. Now, if we want to check that it was successfully sent, will look in the directory that it was sent, and as you can see, it was in fact sent over. Now, we will want to test out sending a file from the server to the client. So to do that, we would want to send file and then choose an image as so, and then bam, there's a notification right there. And you can see that it was in fact sent over, as this is the directory that it was sent over in. And that is all for my demo. Thank you for your time.
Neptune allows you to sync your device's clipboards. You can share your clipboard between your devices. It works with text and images. This allows you to do things such as sending links and other things that you might want from your desktop to your phone and vice versa. And now to see it in action. Now, before you are able to send your clipboard back and forth between your client and the server, you must ensure that the correct settings are enabled. On your client here, you need to be sure to enable clipboard sharing. And in the server here, choosing the right client, you have to have the setting enable sharing clipboard tagged. Once you have both those settings enabled, you will be able to send your clipboard. We have this text here that we will send from the server to the client. We will now copy this text, copy, and to show it on my computer clipboard, we'll just paste. There you go. Now we will send the clipboard over, and now we shall receive the clipboard. Now our phone has testing the clipboard as well. It's clipboard. We'll go to Google here and show, paste, testing the clipboard. Now to send it back over to the PC, we'll first have a different text here. We'll just delete everything where it just says testing. We will copy it, and now to show that it's the right one, we will just paste here and show you that the text says testing. There we are. Now back to Neptune app. We shall send clipboard. Now we'll receive the clipboard. And in our little Word doc here, little notepad here, we'll enter a few times and paste. Testing. There we go. As you can see, it's a very simple process to send back and forth your clipboard. And as I said before, this can be used to send really any text and even images that you might want on your phone or on your PC.